What's going on, man? It's your boy Paul Q back with another video, man. And if you haven't already, make sure to sub to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. Typically, we usually do music reviews and stuff like that, but today I wanted to get some words of encouragement, man. I want to make sure that this channel feels like a place of support and a place of reinforcement. Typically, I'm used to seeing a lot of platforms just post negative stuff all the time, but I want to make sure that I'm giving off good energy, giving off good vibes, and I'm reinforcing you guys and allowing you guys a space where you can feel like you can grow and not be judged in a negative light or not be told anything discouraging. So I kind of wanted to start this off with just letting you guys know that you're doing an amazing job, whether you have 10 streams or a million streams. It doesn't really matter as long as you're being consistent with your work ethic and your art. I'm proud of you, man. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm just saying this because it's like the right thing to say. I want you to understand that it's genuine. I fuck with all of y'all. Without y'all, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't have music to review. And not only that, but I feel like the more art y'all put out, it allows me to see y'all from a different perspective. So one thing that I wanted to say is just throughout music, I know it can be hard sometimes in order to stay all together mentally, just because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs throughout it, whether it's, ooh, I feel like this could be a hit, expecting it to be a hit, putting it out, and then it not being a hit. You know what I'm saying? So just the emotional roller coaster of having expectations or wanting to reach goals and it not happening sometimes, and sometimes it does happen. And feeling the goodness behind it, but that high only lasts so long before you're starting to chase it again. So I understand that there's a lot of instability when it comes to this, and I want to make sure that you guys know that regardless of that, you always have support coming from me in any aspect of this, whether it's music or whether it's just mental stuff away from this, and that's one of the bigger things that I wanted to kind of get across in this video. And just to let you guys know, outside factors cannot affect you. If someone tells you that you can't do something, go a million times harder and show them that you can do this. I see more often than not people always telling artists, you can't do this, you suck at this, you're never gonna be this. You can't care about what they say, because at the end of the day, when those people sit there and judge you, they're judging you from a place of they never tried anything outside of the normal. The things that they look at, the things that they want to do, they have a blueprint for that. There's no blueprint for this. There's no blueprint for wanting to be an artist. At the end of the day, every artist that has gotten on has chosen a different path than the artist that came before them. There's no path that is similar, because there's things that might work out for you that won't work out for me. Working these clubs or working this strip might work for you, but it won't work for me. And that's the same attitude you have to go into it when people tell you to start looking at other options. There is no other options. This is my option. This is the life that I want for myself. And that comes with it. When it comes to a point where you have to visualize it mentally and you have to try to create it physically, you have to make sure your life is dedicated to the craft in order to really obtain what it is that you want. The energy that you put into the universe is the energy that you get back. So if you're constantly, and even if you're on the outside, externally telling yourself that you're great, but internally you hate everything about what you're doing, that internal energy is going to affect more than the physical will. Because no matter how much you're moving yourself, if you don't believe in what you're doing, then watch other people, and people are going to get a sense of that. People who are really in tune with the energy is going to sense that, because you have step everything. And that's why I want to give you words of encouragement. It's not going to be all love and positivity. Sometimes I'm going to give you the real facts. The fact is that a lot of people say they want to do something, but they half step it. Don't half step it. I'm letting you know, if you needed a sign to not half step, don't half step. Keep going. Because at the end of the day, one of the biggest things to doing this is consistency, putting out content, something that people can grasp, bro. You can't lose your stride. The moment you lose your stride, we all know this internet shit is fickle. When you stop posting, all that shit could be gone immediately. You have to be consistent in this. And if you need time to allow yourself to gather yourself, that's cool. But make sure in the meantime of doing that, you're at least keeping surface level shit there that doesn't take a lot of brain power to keep the people who are around. And I only say that because as someone who's experienced the downfall of taking a break away from this to heal myself mentally, you can lose a lot of steam doing that. And you don't want to do that. That's not what you want to do. You want to make sure you keep everything intact, you keep everything rolling, and you keep rolling the dice on and taking chances in this shit. Because really, y'all are risk takers. Y'all gotta get comfortable with the idea of failure. Failure is a big thing. Failure is going to happen. Failure is inevitable. but you have to grow. I mean, you have to fail in order to grow. You can't have one without the other. It's literally the duality of life. You have to fail in order to grow. You have to fail in order to succeed, to be great. All the people that you see that are fucking top tier people like P Diddy and shit like that, they didn't just go through life succeeding the entire time. They had to get to a point where failure was the only option. Because when you start breaking barriers and doing shit that's never heard of, you won't know what to do. You'll lose control. But you can't find yourself afraid of that. You have to allow yourself to just know that you're gonna be in an uncomfortable position, but know that there's gonna be something better coming from the other side of it. And that's more words of encouragement to you guys, because I understand that as a person maybe out of your neighborhood or out of your city, you've never seen anybody do it this big before in your life, or even attempt to try to be this big in their life before. And it's scary. It's unmarked territory, and you can feel maybe the hate that's around, the envy or the jealousy or the lack of belief, but you gotta block that energy out. You can't allow that energy to fester in you or have a space in you, because at the end of the day, if you do, then you're letting them win in a battle that has nothing to do with them to begin with, because that battle is not going to help them. That battle is going to feed whoever it is in your inner circle and the people that you allow it to, the people that are affected by your, whether it's your music, your art, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I wanted to make it a point to let you guys know that there's the more you take away from your art by not putting it out, or the more you take away from yourself from not doing what it is that you want to do, the more you take away from the world. You just never know what your life can be if you just continue doing what you're doing. Your life can literally be changed into anything overnight. And that's what I tell people. You're that close. You're this close to being whoever it is that you want to be, to doing whatever it is that you want to do with life. You're this close. And I always say this close no matter how many streams. You can have 5 streams and still be this close. You could be one TikTok post away from being the biggest artist on the planet. You could be one Instagram post from being the biggest artist on the planet. You could be one ad away from being the biggest artist on the planet. So never get discouraged. This life is so fickle, bro. Anything can happen at any present moment. And you don't want to waste your life, and you don't want to look in the mirror one day and feel regret because you allowed yourself to be discouraged by what someone else was saying. You don't want to allow yourself to be defeated because someone else told you you couldn't do something. So why? Why allow yourself to even put yourself in a negative space? Remove yourself. If you're in a space where people are constantly down on you, remove yourself. I don't care if that means that you're at home living with whoever and they're telling you blah, 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 blah. Move out. Find a way to move. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to remove yourself, obviously, if you're of age. If you're not, sometimes you got to deal until you're able to move. But if you're of age, sometimes you got to shake that. You got to shake that tree and make something happen for yourself. In a place full of doubt. You got to allow that to be the battery in the back, because everyone's not going to believe in you, bro. They're not going to believe in you. And that's where the mental toughness comes in, because you have to be the one to visualize this. You have to be the one to use your hands and create this. Make this happen for yourself, because no one else is going to do it. But no, it's a big thing, man. You can't listen to outside people, bro. And the reason why I say that is because I see like more often than not, I see people always tell artists, you suck at this, or you can't do this, or you're trying to be like this and you can't listen to that shit, bro. Like, whether someone thinks that you sound like this artist, or someone thinks that you're trying too hard on this, or someone thinks you suck, fam, let's hypothetically let's go with what they say, right? Let's say you suck. Okay, cool, whatever. You can always work on that. Like, there's no artist that started off the nicest nigga on the planet. It didn't happen. That doesn't happen overnight. When you work at something consistently, you sharpen your skill. You become better at it. Whether it's producing, whether it's rapping, whether it's singing. There's singers who are naturally talented, but they won't be the best until they get with that one singer who can teach them how to hit those vocal ranges that they might not have been before. They were not able to before. It all comes back to being able to fail before you succeed, bro. And this shit really is just a progression, bro. Life is just a progression. This shit is not a sprint. For some people it is. We all run different races. There is no time span on when you will make it. A person can't tell you in the next 3 to 5 years you're going to be here. They don't know. Stop expecting things. Expectations is the downfall of every man. You expect something, shit doesn't happen, and then you fail, and now you're miserable. Just take everything step by step and take it for what it's worth. Be grateful for what you have. Live in the moment, the present. And plan for the future. And if shit don't go the way you plan it to, accept it for what it is. The best thing that you can do is have a plan. The worst case scenario, you don't have a plan. It's simple as that. Because people will tell you, oh, well, you know, I always make plans, but they don't come the way I want them to. They don't work out the way I want them to. That's fine. Life just it wasn't planned to work at that moment. But that doesn't mean that the more you keep planning, things won't fall in line. If you keep striving for something, if I have a bar that I set that I know I can reach, but if I just keep trying, eventually I can get there, no matter how many times I miss it, no matter how many times I miss my mark. You never know. You can overshoot it. You can overachieve. One day you could be reaching for this and reach something way higher instead. But that's why I tell people, plan out what it is that you want to do and make sure you consistently do it. You consistently work at it. And I'm not saying this as somebody who succeeded and achieved everything I wanted to. I still have my own personal goals. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I want to have over 1,000 followers on Twitter, which I'm getting close to. This has been a hell of a year for me, but I keep constantly setting bars for myself. I keep letting myself see natural little goals happen, and I'm grateful for it. You always see me post about it. And even in my failures, I post about it. Today was a rough day, man, but I'm grateful that I'm still alive to be able to strive for whatever it is that I want to do. Take every day like it's a new present, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I woke up today. Let's get to it. Let's do something. And don't waste your time. And that's God, please don't waste your time. If this is something that you want to do every second of every day, even if you work in your 9 to 5, have a notepad, write lyrics, write songs, think of something, do something. Think of a way to better your life so where you don't have to work this job no more. It's too much time that we're afforded in a day to not be trying to do what we want to do. And that's just all I wanted to say, man. I wanted to give you guys some words of encouragement, man. This video is probably gonna be skipped up because, you know what I'm saying, I've said a bunch of shit. But with that being said, I don't even want to promote none of my other shit that's going on right now. I just wanted you guys to know that I fuck with y'all. I love y'all, man. I really want to see y'all be great, and I'm gonna start doing everything in my power. Start working with artists individually on getting their projects more streams, more plays, and getting them in a position to be better and not just by definition of what I think is better, by whatever their standards are. And not only that, I hope to see you guys soon, man. I hope to talk to you guys soon, and peace.
They told me don't aim too high. Seeing is believing, I'm a dream.